Welcome to the next day. Broke out some more tools. We got my old chop saw or crosscut saw or miter saw, whatever you want to call it. Got our air compressor out. Also got our nail gun set up because we're going to try to finish the framing on this back wall for putting up the boards. And I ran into an issue. So our board is going to be going here on this beam right across here. Well, if you notice, when I put this together, this one is offset by 1.5 inches here, but even further down there, see the board sticking out? So I've got to furrow this out so that I have a flat surface that matches this, so I can attach the top of the board. It's not so much important down here as it is as you get further down. By the time you get to the end, if I don't have anything there, it's going to potentially flop out. So we're going to start with a board. I already took a measurement. It's about 78 inches. And we're going to go ahead and put a board up. It's not going to be perfect, but then again, well, what can I do? I'm working with a pre-existing building that I really don't like the engineering of. I say that, but I don't know how good of an engineer I actually am. I'm a good rednecker. And we're just going to redneck the hell out of it. Yeah, I think we done rednecked that one badly. Yep. 28 5/8. Now I'm putting fillers in here for multiple reasons. Might have been a little too tight on that one. Yeah, I need to take that off a little. So I'm filling in these gaps so I don't have pockets behind here where animals can get in. I probably ought to cut these panels out, but yeah. The other side to it is, by adding structure here, here, and here, any weight that's on these beams is going to be transferred across multiple surfaces and multiple nails. And it'll help solidify that 2x3 that's behind the wall. One of these trips I'm going to remember to bring my phone or my tape measure. I'm going to remember to bring my tape measure. Alright. I can't pull this board from this side because this is basically just, oh, what is that? Maybe 3/8 inch compressed board. Nailed to a 2x3. Yay! Pet peeve of mine. When I was working demolition or construction, people would take boards off, they'd throw them down so you'd have that sticking up. Especially in demolition. I always told my guys, nails down. You take a board down, don't just throw it down. Put it down with the nails down, especially if you're not taking the nails out. One guy didn't listen. He ended up going to the hospital because he took a nail like that, stepped on it, drove through his shoe, through the top of his foot. He, not working there much longer after that. He ended up with infection and other stuff that's associated with that. So, if you're doing demolition, nails down or pull the nails out. Steel or composite shank boots for demolition, also recommended. I always wore those and they saved my foot more than I can count. 92 plus 3.5 is 95.5 plus 1 3/4 is 86.5. 87 1/4. Okay, thanks, of course. And before I continue, I need to put this bottom runner on this side. Before I do that, I need to move my lumber back. All right, I think we're finally ready for some siding. But before I do that, I need to make some tool adjustments. For the tool adjustments, I need to find out what angle this roof is at. And the way I'm gonna do it is, well, a little differently. Through trial and error, I think I got a 15-degree angle. I used my CCKL Creator, whatever this is, and got a rough angle on it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my chop saw to 15 degrees. I'm going to cut a board and then I'm going to put it up there and see where we sit. I'm also going to have to go get a level. I'm going to go a little shallower. I'm going to go to a 10. 0.5. 10. Now it's hard to tell, but I went and gave this a bevel. Sorry. Yeah, like this. I went and gave this a bevel. So when this is hanging up, this long edge it's hanging down has a slight chamfer to it, so that'll help the water keep from wicking back in. If you got an angle that way, it'll run down against your building. This way it gives a little bit of a drip edge. Not much, just a little. Well, good news is got stuff to get that so it fits better. I mean, it fits. And we're not coming out the back. So, for a close-up here, I'm going right to the roof. And then down here, you can see, I guess I matched it pretty good for guesstimating and rough cut lumber. That's going to give me 2-3 inches underneath. If need be and that becomes a problem, I will add screen to it and then bury the screen. You might do that anyways, but for now this will work fine because, well, this is a bowl in here. I need to add more fill up to about this level here, even with the block, and then I got to fill this because, well, this is starting to crumble. But for the most part, I think we're good with that. I will have to figure out, because quite obviously there's a bow in the wall, because that one is flat, that one isn't, and that one's flat. So I'll have to figure out how I'm going to nail this one in, and we'll worry about that at a later time. Because right now we're trying to get as much of this done as possible because they're calling for rain tomorrow. I also have another issue up here. My boards aren't going to be long enough to go all the way to the top like I wanted, so yeah, I'm going to have to figure out something different up there too. From here until I get to the middle of the wall, it's going to be pretty well the same thing. Cut 2 angles, get the right length, put the board up, nail it, tighten it up if needed. Back and forth. So I'm going to save y'all from being very bored and making this 3 hours long. We're going to switch to time lapse. There we go, got it working. All right, well, I've gone as far as I can with the length of boards I have. I had a slight goof when I did the measurements. I measured from basically the bottom beam to that ridge there, but I didn't account for the fact that it slopes and I was going to drop that down 8 inches. So I got to do something with that 8-inch section up there. originally put these in to hang stuff on the back here. They're good screws, we're going to keep them. So this is a bit of leftover 2x4 from before. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think she'll be long enough. Now that I'm pretty sure I can't cut this, so let me continue this line down first. There we go. Cross right at 24. 24 common, which, yeah, we're not going to be able to cut this on the miter. Looks like it is 66 degrees. Yeah, 66 degrees. So, one inch from the end, that makes it easy. 3.5. Oh no, that's way off. Okay. 4 3/4. Close enough for government. Let's cut it and see what happens. That should work out just about perfect. Sorry, I need to see more than you right now. Whoa, there's a hornet's nest there. That's a big caca. Woo! Dead. All right. Shall we get back to putting up a board or two? I think we need to step back a little. All right, we're going to switch to time lapse again. We're out of wood. I got a little over 13 feet of this paneling up. I still have the 2-inch strips. Those are over on the other pile of stuff, but we're not going to be using those. I might have a slight issue because I need to get some more 8-footers. I don't think I cut the logs at 8 foot for the rest of the tree that we're taking this from. So I'm going to have to double check that. We might have to work on this side and then work on the other side and, you know, figure it out from there. But we've got to start. Next step is to break down the mill a little, take a closer look at it because, well, we weren't too bad here. You can see we got some pretty good gaps, even though I was pulling them all together. That's a really big one. But down here, yeah, I can stick my finger in there. That's a really big gap. So I need to take a closer look at the mill and see if we got something else going on with it. I'm thinking the track might be a little off. So I guess I'll pull the head off and take a closer look at that at a later time. We'll put the battens up at a later time. I want to give this some time to dry, and if my battens over there are bad, then so be it. If they go bad before I can use them, then I'll just 2-inch strips are not that difficult to cut. I can cut that out of just about any board. Other than that, I kind of like it. It's coming along nicely. A little slow. I mean, it's been 16 months since I fell off the roof, so we're going on 18 months since 20 months since we started this project. Almost 2 years. Wow, time flies. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up now. You don't want to hear me jabber. Sawdust. But thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.